Alright, ready?
Kayfabe Gimmicks! You know where to find us on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Fiction Entertainment, brother. YouTube. Fiction Entertainment, brother. YouTube.
Fucking #1 Kayfabe Gimmicks podcast ever, so.
How are you looking for?
Put words in the wrong place.
Are you recording all this, dude? The best wrestling podcast that's always been.
What you gonna do, brother, when the beast starts talking about wrestling and drinking whiskey and it's all crazy up in here?
Welcome to Kayfabe Gimmicks. This is sNooVa. And I got Saberwolf here tonight, we're gonna say.
Sure, man.
Aw, shit. Anyway, this is my brother Marcus. Talk, Marcus.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Oh, shit. He's alive. He is alive. And we're here for Season 2, Episode 2, Kayfabe Gimmicks. And we're here to talk about a few different things tonight. For one, injuries.
Yes.
And something I kind of call the NFLing of the WWE, where they have tried to make it safer for the sports entertainer and try to eliminate certain things like concussions. I mean, obviously, it's harder to avoid things like broken bones.
Yeah.
We're kind of talking about this earlier, and it's that whole thing with like Seth Rollins and his knee. His meniscus?
He tore everything in his knee. His ACL, his MCL, his meniscus. Like, basically, like, he finished the match with, like, his knee barely hanging on.
I don't know if he actually finished that match. I don't think we can give him that much credit.
No, he finished, I
It was
think.
a house show. Did they finish it?
I think so.
Oh my god. Man is a trooper.
Find out, but, like...
I'm pretty sure he went for that sunset powerbomb off of the top of the turnbuckle, came down, and just collapsed like a motherfucker. And, dear God, honestly, the man's so lucky that Kane realized something was wrong.
Yes.
Because if Kane had come down on top of him, it would have been miserable, I think.
Kane is a professional.
Kane is a professional. See, for all you hating smarks out there, Kane is a professional.
Kane's good. I like Concessions Kane more, but...
Concessions Kane was the shit.
Demon Kane came through and...
He did not drag him to hell. He saved his life that night.
Right.
That's the story we're going to tell about this.
Alright, but... That being said, injuries to the head are going to happen.
I mean...
There's no way around it. Landing on a mat, no matter what the move is going to jar the brain a little bit. But studies have shown, if you want to go with the NFL, there's CTE scans and taking ex-players' brains and looking at them. Years and years of collision, even inside a helmet. I mean, it sucks. But,
I mean, I get what you're saying, but you're telling me that even with the precautions that WWE has made and how slowly they rolled them out, it feels, because you didn't notice the pile driver was just instantly gone. You didn't notice that the brainbuster was just immediately gone. These things just slowly got moved out. It's like right now, Styles Clash's band move. Oh, hell no, it's not happening. But the WWE has allowed it with certain performers.
yes.
And they allow certain performers to do things that they aren't going to allow just anybody to do. One of your greatest examples there is, did you ever see Brock Lesnar try to kill himself in Kurt Angle?
I've watched, over the past couple of months, I've been watching a lot of wrestling stuff on YouTube, and that's one of the
Internet's
botches
favorite botches.
they talk about. And what's funny is, like, people have said, like, he's done that move before and pulled it off, but...
He had, but supposedly the turnbuckle was slippery between sweat and other things, and he lost his footing. So, did you know that Evan Bourne used to use the shooting star press?
Yes.
And you know how many times Evan Bourne had to prove that he could do the shooting star press before they would allow him to do it on TV?
I don't know.
They literally took a dummy, sat it in the mat, and he performed 300 shooting star presses straight. They would literally move the dummy across all around the mat, and he just kept climbing up and jumping down, climbing up and jumping down.
And then they wonder why a guy like Evan Bourne smoked weed, when he broke his foot and stuff like that.
You wonder why Evan Bourne broke his foot. I think this goes entirely into our segue, actually.
He broke his foot, but like, you can't have somebody be like, okay, we want you to prove you can do this, and we're gonna have you do it 300 times all across the ring, but then when you blow something up in your foot or your leg or your neck, and you want to get yourself better because this is your way of life, you smoke something that'll help you relax, because you don't want to take prescription painkillers and end up, being addicted to that stuff.
Is the diving headbutt going to be a banned move one day that somebody has to do 300 times just to say?
Yeah, it'll always be a banned move because of who used to do it.
No. Daniel Bryan had the diving headbutt too.
But he's gone now. And who associates the diving headbutt with Daniel Bryan?
I think I mostly put it with Benoit.
Okay.
I don't mind saying the man's name. I'll say the
I
man's
don't care
name.
about saying his name. I don't know how they feel about saying his name. I like
Benoit
was great in the ring.
And I loved
Sure,
his...
he killed his family, but
That's outside of the ring? We don't give a shit about it. It's outside of the ring.
I mean, I do, because 2 people died for no reason, but outside of that...
Well, I mean, this goes into the whole thing. I think this is actually a lot of what laid the groundwork to how WWE has rolled out how it deals with injuries and how it deals with things.
Yes.
It got the wellness policy to where it's at, where marijuana is a bad thing, which, I mean, whatever, I don't care.
It's bad because it's illegal.
Exactly, and they're testing for that and steroids. They test for all sorts of things.
Right.
And, marijuana is also used as a painkiller, so of course they're testing for marijuana because people are self-medicating and people are getting these oxycodone. That's how Tess died.
Damn.
We are talking about literally a sport where you are driving your people to use painkillers.
Right.
And it can't end well because no matter what, this isn't something that's like, oh yeah, it's totally fake. It's not.
It won't end well for guys who aren't main event level. Like, for guys, like, you don't see their face every day.
It's never going to end well. I think it was Viscera's wife. After he died, she ended up trying to sue the company also. This was a couple years ago because of concussions he had received when he had worked for the company. And he didn't even die from a concussion-related injury. I think he had a heart attack. God bless his soul, though.
Oh, yeah.
I love Big Daddy V.
I love Viscera.
Viscera, the 400-pound love machine, not so much.
But I meant when Viscera was, like, in the ministry.
Oh, I mean, God, yes. Man had some moments, and then he had a huge downfall, and then he really turned it around, and then, like...
But the thing is like, your main event people, they have exposure. Like, you're probably never going to have a Rock again who becomes a crossover success and can leave wrestling to go do a movie.
I'm not going to say never.
Well, I shouldn't say never either. But of the crop right now, you're not going to have that.
Maybe. No, I mean, the closest thing you have is John Cena, and John Cena is more caring about the business than The Rock ever did.
I won't say The Rock didn't care about the business.
I mean, I'm not saying The Rock didn't care about the business either.
But you have to understand, The Rock blew his knee out in college.
And I get that too, but what I'm saying is John Cena cares more about wrestling than he cares about his own health. Which is dangerous. Oh, I mean, you can call it dangerous, but we're talking about a man who literally somehow got out of... what was it, 111 PT visits in 12 weeks? He went to physical therapy 11 times, I think, in 12 weeks.
Yeah, I get his dedication, but, like, where's that dedication going to be, like, when John Cena's old and crippled, and, like, no one's screaming Cena? Attitude adjustment.
John Cena's kind of getting up there in years now. Yeah. I don't know, but John Cena, I mean, again, this is where you get to the point of, like, how did Ric Flair wrestle till he was 70? Well, Ric Flair didn't do anything.
Right.
Ric Flair will tell you himself, the only reason he ever made it as far in his career as he could was because he could talk a lot of shit, and he could take a bump.
And most of those bumps look like he did it to himself anyway.
Seriously.
So.
His 30 for 30 should be coming out, and he actually, like, shows the ESPN cameras how, like, he would cut himself. This 70-something-year-old man literally just cut himself open a couple weeks back to film a special for ESPN.
Hey, man.
Man is dedicated as fuck, but he didn't have a complicated moveset.
He's showing that wrestling is real.
Wrestling is as real as you want it to be.
Wrestling
is fake when it comes down to a storyline, but wrestling is real when it comes down to pain, injuries in the ring.
taking bumps, jumping off ropes, taking moves. That's real. Like you're not gonna sit here and belittle those guys.
Not at all.
They're jumping off. Like Shane McMahon, for example. Can you tell me that was fake? Him jumping off the Hell in the Cell?
It was green screened. It was just like the lunar landing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All those people, they watched a video and they didn't know it.
Alright. It was a VHS recording?
It was a VHS recording. Hologrammed out, actually, like Tupac Shakur. That's how that went down, just so you know next time. They actually snuck him under the table.
The Undertaker pulled the table when he got off of it, so that way it broke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Actually, that was Michael Cole. Michael Cole used his brute strength and karate chopped the fuck out of that shit. Nobody saw it.
No, Cole was in the middle, so it had to be Saxon. They had to give him something he couldn't fuck up.
Oh, Byron Saxon.
I love you, man. You do a good job.
I'm not gonna lie that much, Byron. If you ever listen to this podcast, you're okay.
I like you.
You're okay. I
don't know what your finishing move is. I saw it on Botchamania.
I think Matt Striker was better than you in every sense of the word.
Alright, but we're getting off topic here.
Matt Striker is fabulous on commentary, though.
That's cool.
Just so it's stated. So, continuing onwards, you were kind of pointing out here that you think that the mat is no safer than the helmet for the NFL.
The mat is probably safer for your body than the helmet in the NFL is for your head.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that it's still not it's protecting about as much as the helmet does.
Probably
for your actual headshots. Speaking of headshots, do you remember the last time you saw a chair shot to the head?
No.
WrestleMania 26.
When was that?
That was Triple H versus Taker 2. And they
had been outlawed by then.
Yeah, they had already been outlawed, and they both paid a fuck ton for those.
Who paid those?
Triple H and Undertaker got fined by the company. I know. Oh, look, man, when you wrestle one day a year and you get paid $1 million, come on.
No, I'm saying, like, when you're the boss's son-in-law, I don't think you had to pay that big a fine.
I'm pretty sure you still pay that fine just because they're like, hey, we want all the guys in here to understand.
H!
I'm not giving you allowance this week, H.
God damn it, H. I said no headshots. Damn it. I'm gonna suspend you like Titus O'Neil. You're fired. My bad. I overreacted. 90 days. Fuck WrestleMania, though. Get out of here.
But we're gonna put you on Universal commercials the day after.
Yeah, go promote that. You're in Florida.
No chance in hell. Oh my god.
That was pretty okay. McMahon?
Decent McMahon.
Okay.
So,
I don't practice.
I've got one for you. Ruff Lee brought this up. Hi, Ruff. We
What's
think
up, man?
about you. Ruff Lee brought this up to me the other day. And how do you feel about when people go into the barricades on WWE products right now?
The barricades, what do you mean?
Like
shoulder first or
head
tackle
first,
through?
whatever. Whenever you see the barricade moments.
Well, the barricade moments should...
we saw some at Mania, actually, with Roman and Triple H getting thrown into them.
Alright, well, I'm not an aficionado. I've never taken a bump. I've never been to a house show or anything. But from what I've seen on TV, most of the barricade moments are usually shoulder first, or you get flipped over to your back, like you roll to your back. Like, you should never go head first, even if it's padded. Like,
they are definitely padded, though.
I mean,
did you notice that?
Yeah, I get they're padded, and it's probably for that reason.
It's definitely for that reason. I think they learned a lot from the 90s.
But you should never do anything head first, like into like a solid object, whether it's a pillow, your mattress, nothing.
I do one thing head first, and that's your mom, baby.
You do my mom head first?
Maybe. Don't judge me.
Oh, I was confused.
Look, man. It might have been to the viewer. It might have been to you. I don't need to clarify.
You can't do their mom. Like, that's not right.
I might do their mom. They might not know. Are you listening, Gary?
That's messed up.
Oh. So, Did you know that TNA still uses the old metal barricades?
I
It still
don't-
throws people into them?
How do you know this much about TNA?
TNA still exists. I know, it's really sad. It's on Pop TV.
Like, I don't dislike TNA.
Thursdays
but,
at
like,
8 p.m., I think. I don't even know what the fuck time that show comes on. It used to be Thursdays at 8 p.m.
on the TNN network back in the day. It became Spike now?
Oh,
It became
it's,
Spike, right?
yeah, no. It's literally Spike got rid of them at their asses, too. Apparently TNA has gotten kicked out of their offices and moved into their warehouse for Shop TNA.
Oh.
Yeah. TNA is at a
But we
sad
didn't
place.
come here to pile on TNA.
No, but TNA still uses the metal barricades.
Wow.
Like the old WCW
So-
ones, and they still throw people into them.
So they give a fuck less than the WWE.
Oh, they don't care at all about. See, and this is what it comes down to. The WWE over the course of the last decade, 2 decades, I mean really ever since the Attitude Era has been over, the WWE has been trying to make things safer for their wrestlers. Or as they like to call them, sports entertainers.
Well, if you call them wrestlers, it means like what they're doing isn't sports and entertainment. It becomes an actual sport. And when you say stuff like that, then the U.S. Congress could get involved, or people could get involved and say, hey, since this is a sport, it has to be regulated and mandated. These people need a certain amount of breaks. They need a certain amount of time to heal up and rest.
Oh, we're finally doing the segue. Go ahead and talk about this.
And when that happens, like a couple of years ago, I want to say some high school kids died here in Florida because of just working outside 2 days outside. And I think high school football is less regulated than the NFL or college. You can drive those kids because they're trying to get scholarships and stuff like that so they can go play somewhere else. Or, some of them might not make it to the NFL, some of them are playing for an education, but that doesn't matter. You have to regulate the human body. Like, it can't go 300 straight days. Like, it needs time.
I mean, I hear you. I
It
definitely
has to rest. So in the NFL, like, they have an off season. They have like little small workout programs during the spring. They're called OTAs. And then they have their mandatory mini camps for rookies, so they can learn the system and then all that stuff. The WWE has NXT or in Breaking Ground, whatever that is.
No, I don't know what the fuck Breaking Ground is.
But whatever.
They have ride along. Does that count?
Yeah.
Does it count as a break when you ride in your car for an hour to your hotel and everybody in the car has to stay awake because, dear God, if somebody falls asleep and everybody falls asleep and you crash.
Now here's the thing. I just thought about this with Ride Along since you brought it up. Since it's now a show, everybody has to stay awake and everyone has to participate because there is now a camera on you.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I mean, you had to anyways. These were things that were really going on for the most part anyways. I mean, unless you get that magical, oh, we've got 3 or 4 people in this car, most of the time you are pretty much packed in there, like, you gotta stay up.
I'll take the New Day, for example. It's the 3 of them. They all got in a car together. I want to say Kofi was driving, or Xavier Woods was driving, but Big E was in the back.
Sprawled out like a bitch.
Sprawled out. I won't say like a bitch, but that's.
I'm called Big E, bitch.
He's a big guy.
I need a 5 count, not no booty shaking, motherfucker.
Hey, New Day rocks.
New Day does rock, but I really love the 5 count gimmick, dude.
But they easily someone could have taken a nap and then rotated.
I mean, I think, see, that's the thing, though. Ride Along is really after the show to the hotel.
Yeah.
So you're talking about only a 30-minute, half an hour to an hour drive.
No. The one I saw, they went from Boston, or they went, it was a pretty good ways. Like, they went a pretty long ways.
I mean, I hear you. It happens. It happens. Sometimes you have to get there because you got to figure from Monday night to Tuesday night.
Right.
You sometimes do a lot of traveling. I think that's one of the reasons why pay-per-views and then the Raw after the pay-per-views are normally in the same city, especially WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is kind of exactly what you're talking about. They get somewhat of a break that week because there's a lot of, okay, we're going to...
But is it a break when you have to be up at 7 a.m. to go do a meet and greet and sign autographs for however many hours? Try to get a workout in. Maybe go over your match at WrestleMania. If you have one, see Titus O'Neil.
Aww. I mean, you can say that as much as you want, but at the end of the day, there is lighter workloads on going home shows. There's a little bit of something that they're trying to do so that they don't work these guys completely to death.
I mean, I get that, but...
And if wrestling has successfully been working people 300 days a year for the last 50, 60, 70 years...
Maybe it's technology. Maybe we have more access than ever before in wrestling. And maybe it's because the WWE is so big and they have to go across the country because they have all these territories that they have to go to.
Well, you know what? I have a solution. I have a solution to your problem. Do you know that?
It's not my problem.
Well, I have a solution to the problem you brought up.
Okay.
And it's a very simple solution. It was called a brand split. And what happened when there was a brand split was there was a Monday night taping, and the Monday night guys went to a Friday night house show. And then there was a Tuesday taping for SmackDown, and those guys always did the Saturday house shows. Or vice versa on the Friday and Saturday thing. What happened?
It doesn't matter. Either way, each brand got a 4-day in between.
Exactly.
A house show.
And then they only had one pay-per-view every 2 months for that roster. So you had 30 guys on each roster.
Mm-hmm.
And each roster had so much time that you were able to split things up a little better. Give them a little bit more time and breaks in between.
Right.
Instead now, and see this is where that other problem is, when you had the brand split, you were able to have 2 separate fucking rosters on 2 different sides of the country at the same time. You don't have that now.
Yeah, you have everybody going everywhere. Like, a big traveling circus.
Shout out to JTG. How long did you ride around and not wrestle? I mean, seriously, how many guys are out there just riding along and not wrestling? I mean, there was literally a counter of how long JTG had been employed with the company.
Yeah, but wasn't he training people?
He was, but I mean, that's besides the point. The point is, at the end of the day, JTG was employed with this company for...
What, 6 years? Almost?
I want to tell you it was over 6 years.
But the counter was up to 6 years. Since we had last seen him on.
Yeah, like from when he came back all the way through, it was 6 years. And you should definitely go pick up his books, Why Did I Write This Book? And Why Did I Write This Book Too? Great reads. But a lot of these guys still end up at the Raw shows, even if they're not wrestling. So...
Well, the NXT guys, from they talk about, their family. They build up NXT together. So I'm pretty sure most of them don't mind coming to Raw and watching, their NXT buddy perform. Get the pop, or, getting that heat from the crowd or whatever.
Well, the NXT guys don't go.
No, not I'm talking about the main roster NXT guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one with, people like Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch.
Are we talking about all the people who didn't make it anywhere in NXT? So people like your Axl Roses, your Big E.
Hey, Axl Rose is
Big E.
in the second best faction on the main roster.
There's only 3 factions on the main roster.
What are they? New Day,
Legion, and...
Social Outcast. Legion of Nations sucks.
Legion of Nations is about to be broken up, supposedly, if you believe in the dirt sheets. So...
I mean, and how are they a League of Nations when, the real League of Nations didn't have Mexico?
What?
There's an actual thing called a League of, back in, World War II. It was the League of
Nations? And didn't have Mexico?
It did not. I mean, U.S. wasn't a part of it either.
That's terrible. Well, the U.S. is not part of the League of Nations, so that makes sense.
No, I'm just saying.
But Mexico is part of it.
It was Britain and France.
Oh, my God.
But there's history stuff now.
Oh, my God. It happens. It happens. This is Kayfabe Gimmicks. We get off topic a little bit sometimes. We actually have a commercial that we have to put in here.
Cool.
Boom.
Are you tired of the same old when it comes to hip-hop music? Do you need something dope to listen to while you're supposed to be working, but really you in the back texting some thought trying to get a booty call? Are you sick of fools mumbling over beats and calling that music? Or maybe you just want to be entertained with actual content? Then tune in to the Raw Me Podcast. Just go to YouTube and search Eviction Records, and you'll find one of the best hip-hop podcasts out there. Please like me. Please like the music I make, please. This is all I have, man. This is all I fucking got. Please like it. Warning, side effects of listening to the Raw Meat Podcast may include head nodding, toe tapping, getting in your feelings, being thirsty, swag, haters, the urge to burn it all down, a feeling of self-worth. If these symptoms persist, keep listening to the Raw Meat Podcast. Consult with your doctor before listening to the Raw Meat Podcast, as it may cause an overload of dopeness.
Oh, shit. Are we back?
Hey, I guess we're back. Yeah.
Yeah! So, where did we go from here? I mean, I want to tell you that WWE, and this has been the point of this entire podcast so far, has been making things safer for wrestlers.
Yes.
And that's part of why the sports entertainment thing has come to where it's been at now. We have NFL, the WWE, in the same sense that the NFL has been trying to make things safer for its players over the years. The WWE has been doing the exact same things for its entertainers.
But the WWE has something the NFL does not, and that is a developmental league.
We can totally do that, but what I'm going to tell you is that, you know what else the NFL has that the WWE doesn't?
What?
That off-season we're talking about.
Definitely.
Now, see, when it comes to developmental is weird in the WWE because we could list a long list of failures out of NXT. I already told you, I'm pretty sure Big E counts as one.
Not anymore.
Show me a real title reign.
I mean, he had the thing with Dolph Ziggler when he was with AJ, but I don't really count that either.
Until he gets a world title reign, I'm not counting it, man.
I mean, well, Tyler Breeze isn't going to get one. Axl Rose isn't going to get a title reign.
Bo Dallas?
McGillicuddy isn't going to get one.
Ooh. Damian Sandow came out of NXT as well.
And he's not going to get it. He can't even get TV time, bro.
You know who else was on NXT? Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil, but he was a part of the Nexus. He had a couple tag team championship reigns. He was in prime position, it looked like, to possibly get a U.S. title shot.
This list goes further and crazier, though. You got the Usos. The Usos actually got dragged down to NXT, came back, and still, what's really ever going to happen with those guys?
I don't think they're going to change and evolve. I don't think they'll ever turn heel. They're the John Cena of the tag team division.
They completely are. You know who else was in there? Primo and Upco. You know who went back in there? Primo and Upco.
And then they became Los Matadors.
Sin Cara, as both Sin Cara and Hunico was in goddamn NXT.
Wait, which Sin Cara? There's been multiple incarnations.
Both Sin Caras were.
Both Sin Caras?
No,
Black
no.
Sin Cara?
Black Sin Cara was
Negro Sin Cara?
Negro Sin Cara was Hunico, and he definitely was in NXT. And he went back to NXT and was with Kalisto after he'd made it back to the main roster.
Alright. Your NXT guys
Are
should...
not the saviors of your wrestling.
They're not the saviors yet because they don't have the main roster experience. But what they should provide is a boon for your main roster wrestlers to get a decent break.
Now, you say that, but see, my list isn't done because then we can go into Kevin Owens, we can go into, who else was it? Oh, yeah, AJ did not go into developmental. And Samoa Joe is currently in developmental, and Austin Aries is in developmental.
I don't know.
And these are well-established wrestlers.
Yes.
But the thing about what makes the WWE different from any other wrestling company out there right now is at the end of the day, they are trying to make themselves safer. That's why
Yes.
we no longer have certain moves. The Steanalizer is gone.
The Brain Buster.
Samoa Joe's Muscle Buster might be gone soon. It's probably not going anywhere. Sorry, though, because obviously, what's his face is gone.
Who's gone?
Kid.
Tyson Kidd?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's done?
Done, dude. Joe killed him, pretty much.
He can't wrestle anymore?
Ever wrestle again.
What happened?
It was a botched muscle buster.
Ooh. I've never seen the Muscle Buster.
So it's just like how Seth Rollins killed off Sting. Apparently,
I don't think
Samoa Joe killed off Tyson Kidd. But
I think Sting
less
came
people
out
cared.
and said that it wasn't Rollins' fault, and Rollins felt really bad about what happened.
It was nobody's fault, but you know it's nice.
Sting is old, dude.
It feels good to put the blame on somebody.
You
damn
can't
it.
put the blame on somebody that old.
It just feels good to put the blame on somebody, man. And nobody wants to blame Sting. I mean, some people might.
No, I blame Sting because he should have came to the WWE when he was in his prime.
20 years ago, but we're getting sidetracked. So, what WWE has done in the last decade is they have created a safer wrestling environment. Then, in doing so, they have set themselves apart from what you might consider more exciting wrestling. And they instituted something called a PG era. And, you know, there was a lot of bullshit going on where we just, as smarky, marky fans, we yelled and screamed and blamed it all on Linda McMahon and her wanting to be a senator.
Yeah.
And said that's what was holding us back. That's what was holding back our product and making it shitty. But at the end of the day, what was making our product shitty was they were trying to be safer with our... the people we love. I mean, we watch this because we are emotionally invested in seeing these guys succeed.
There's nothing wrong with making your product safer. I don't have a problem, like you said, with the NFL making their products safer. But other players do, especially those on the defensive end, who feel like the game isn't what it was when they started.
I mean,
and you're
I
taking
think...
away decades of what made them so good by penalizing them for doing what they love to do, which is hit people.
And I completely agree, I completely concur, and I think you upset the fans at the same time. And not necessarily the casual fans. The casual fans are not the ones who notice these things.
No.
The hardcore fans are the ones who notice these moves are gone. The ones that are like, oh, we can't do curve stomps anymore.
What?
We can't do punts to the head anymore.
What? That's what made Randy Orton so special.
No, I'm pretty sure it was the way he drooled is what made him special.
I miss the Viper.
Like when he's just spitting on the ground and people were like, yeah, that's sexy? Is that? That's not sexy, Brittany. Man, I need to stop shouting out to you motherfuckers. You don't listen to this shit anyways.
Keep shouting them out till they hear it.
Anyways, this has been Kayfabe Gimmicks. I'm sNooVa, like always.
Marcus.
We're gonna call him Saberwolf.
No, you're just gonna call me my name. That's fine.
Black man, black man.
Don't do that.
Midnight.
Don't do that. You're starting to become like Fudge.
You shouldn't shout out a bitch like that on this podcast. Hi, Hez got arrested 5 years ago for a prostitution sting.
Oh, come on, man. You have to take that out.
No way in hell. Nobody ever listens to this anyways.
Just like we're never getting that John Cena heel turn.
We are never getting a John Cena heel turn. You want to give anybody a place to find you? Maybe Twitter? You got a Twitter handle?
I do have a Twitter handle.
Twiddle? What's your Twitter handle?
Don't look me up.
Don't look you up?
Yeah, no.
I don't even remember my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
But you can find us on Facebook at
Yes.
Kayfabe Gimmicks. You can leave us a like.
I'm not a part of the group, so that's why you don't see me there. I got sick of the wrestling updates from smarky fans. It's really annoying when you're listening to music and your Facebook is going off while you're working.
You're supposed to convince people to want us to sign up for our group.
No. You can sign up. That's fine. But I made the decision a while ago. I'm not a bigger wrestling fan as these guys. I do like wrestling. But I don't want to argue about wrestling.
You're going to argue about wrestling every week for the rest of the eternity with me.
With you, that's fine. Because I can go in my room and
Kayfabe
be like...
Gimmicks Season 5.
I can go in my room and be like, you know what? You can kiss my ass. I don't give a shit about wrestling.
He might be back for another episode this season.
That's fine. I'll do the next episode, whatever that is. It's not a guarantee.
But we love likes. We love subscribers. We especially like comments.
Yeah,
shitty
comments.
YouTube comments.
Comments are the best thing.
Tell us what shitty WCW or even a shitty WWF pay-per-view, because there was a lot of In Your Houses that were not that great.
Give us a pay-per-view.
We're gonna watch it and review it.
We won't give it like a grade or a score. We'll just tell you how we felt about it.
Choose the one where it's Booker T versus Scott Steiner in a straitjacket match. I love that match. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. I'm on Twitter now, looking at stuff.
Tell the nice people good night.
Good night, nice people.
Night, nice people. Thanks for listening.